indefinitely with a foot injury. They're a talented lineup even without Lee, and they put that on display in a victory in overtime the other night against Iowa State in impressive fashion. They get it inside right away to Kennedy Taylor on the interior.
Nice job there by the Wildcats establishing a post presence, and that's probably exactly the same play they would have ran even if Aoka Lee was available, wanting to take advantage of that size differential in the paint.
Jayhawks wearing the powder blues, Wildcats in the gray. Big crowd on hand today at Allen Fieldhouse, and Ryan Knessa drops the three. Knessa has 5 straight double-figure games for Kansas.
Nice job there by Samaya Nichols, getting that paint touch, drawing 2 defenders.
On the bounce with the left hand, Walker to the hole. And they'll pressure near midcourt. Broken by Knessa. K-State, one of the top offenses in terms of efficiency, but they can also buckle down #1 in the Big 12 in scoring defense. Do a lot of things well, do the Wildcats.
And that's one of the non-negotiables that Coach Jeff Mittie has, is being a two-way player, two-way type team, being effective on both ends of the court.
Knessa with the step through draws the foul. And will head to the free throw line. Ryan Knessa, Wayne, has really come on for the Jayhawks, the sophomore out of Barcelona, Spain. 6 of her last 7 in double figures. 5 straight now, double-figure scoring outings, and she's really grown up the second half of this season.
Yes, she really has. You know, when Yvette Mayberry went out with that knee injury, there were a few question marks around Ryan Knessa's reliability to step up. And I tell you what, here in February, as it stands, all those question marks have been removed. She is an impact player for the Jayhawks.
The trailing 3 is buried by Poindexter. Myra Poindexter can shoot it. Driving is Reagan Williams. Block shot on the other end by Taylor. Here comes K-State. Sundell runs into Copeland, who draws the charge. The 2 feature players in the open. And Copeland, a big defensive assignment on Sundell, and draws the early charge.
Yeah, a nice job here defensively by Kansas State, even though the basketball got behind them in transition. With that chase down block, trying to turn that into points on the other end, but the Jayhawks coming up sound defensively as well for a walk.
Inside to Evans, lost the handle for a moment, then traveled. Got the ball stuck behind her back and whistled for the walk.
Great crowd on hand here at the field house. Great energy and anticipation. It's one of the things you have to love about an in-state rivalry game.
Biggest crowd of the year for sure here at Allen Fieldhouse. Nice move through traffic, zigging and zagging was Poindexter, and gets the and one on the drive. Poindexter, the free throw line, 80% on the season. Shooting 2. Buried the 3 a moment ago, her 55th of the season. And knocks down the free throw here. Wildcats coming in off an 87-79 overtime win over Iowa State. Jayhawks have won back-to-back games here at home against Houston and Texas Tech. 1 of 2 at the line for Poindexter. Everybody getting a touch of the offensive end for Kansas now. Nichols with the basketball. Evans has her shot blocked. Good job defensively by Eliza Maupin, just off the K-State bench. Gets the block shot. Terrence Sides will launch for 3. That one too strong, and Copeland with the rebound.
An impressive block there by Maupin, one of the best athletes in the league, to come right off the bench and get a hard closeout. He had another block showing that athleticism.
And a block that time on Williams. Kansas will get it back, the shot clock at 13. Here goes Nichols. Another knockaway from Maupin. Inside to Williams. Switch through a couple defenders in for the bucket.
Wow, an impressive mental toughness there by Reagan Williams, a freshman, getting 2 consecutive shots blocked by Maupin, but still having the grit to attack her with a third and finding a way to finish on that layup conversion.
Sundell off the screen. Here's Sides. Got to watch her beyond the arc. She's a terrific three-point shooter as well for K-State. Step out for Glenn, and that one rattles in and out. There's Nichols, and a retreating block shot by Moffitt. Moffitt's made the most of her short stint off the bench for K-State. Glenn, wing three. This time hits it. Missed a moment ago. This time pure from the arc. Glenn's 42nd made three of the season. They have 3 players approaching 50 made threes. 2 of them over, and Glenn is close. Here's Canessa on the drive, and this time draws the foul that appears on Moffitt.
Just coming off impressive with the defensive mindset and controlling the paint there with her length and athleticism. But nice job there by Lai Canessa. The best way to attack a shot blocker oftentimes is to continue to go at him, hoping that you can pick up a foul and find easy baskets, as we see Moffitt getting subbed out. And this Kansas State team is one of the more deeper teams in the Big 12 Conference, and they can just continue to send really effective personnel at you throughout varying times in the game, which allows them to keep up their intensity both offensively and defensively, something that the Jayhawks are going to have to mitigate as they've struggled with their own bench depth issues.
Sides, drives and kicks. Glenn gets it off now to Walker. Here's Lester, who's just checked in. Amani Lester going straight at Nadir El-Tayeb, also in the Kansas lineup, and Lester with the finish. Lester played terrific in the Iowa State game as well. She had a big defensive assignment, obviously down low with Audie Crooks, but contributed 6 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, was one of the sparks for K-State in the victory. Gisela Sanchez also into the K-State lineup. Wildcats have 10 on their roster, and they play all 10 right now, down to 9 with the unavailability of Lee. But they have played all 9 available thus far.
Think about Lee being unavailable due to her foot injury, but interesting how the Jayhawks have been able to establish some effective output from the post despite her being there. Such an impressive luxury as Imani contests that shot and comes down with the rebound.
Nichols got down towards the paint but couldn't finish. Inside, good catch, good finish from Sanchez. And now the full court press underway for K-State. Copeland tries to break it for KU and does. The pace is quick to start this one. K-State is sprinted out here away from home to an 8-point lead. Drive and kick. Corner 3 is hit by Brittany Harshaw.
Well, a nice job there by Samaya Nichols handling that double team off the ball screen, the extra pass to Lai Canessa, and Brittany Harshaw, who's one of those players you're going to need to have step up as well.
Sides inside the arc this time, left alone in the mismatch, and buries the 17-footer. Nichols on the wing is yet to score. 8 for 2 from the field. Couple of assists, though. Gets the ball to Harshaw from the other corner this time. Can't hit. Loose ball. K-State wins it.
Yeah, even though Harshaw came up short with that shot there, that is certainly the type of shot that Coach Snyder wants you to take with confidence, with good rhythm every time, as the Jayhawks try to find a way to attack on the other end.
And Walker may have been whistled for the foul, was on the drive to Copeland. K-State at 7-point lead here in the opening quarter. Terrence Sides sparing the 17-footer.
He's got to love that, to be able to establish a defensive presence early on the road. Really, really helpful with 5 blocks already. Probably another 3 shots already altered, which in some cases are as good as blocks. But, you know, the Jayhawks are staying aggressive and attacking the paint. A lot of times when there's been that defensive stance taken early and protecting the basket, teams have a tendency to settle for long shots, long threes. Jayhawks fighting that tendency and that trend, continuing to attack the basket, trying to get to the free throw line to find easy points.
Sundell brings it across midcourt for K-State. Long three from sides is pure. Leave her alone and she'll let it rip. Well beyond the arc. It's K-State up 10. Sides, that's a 54 from beyond the arc on the season. Really has improved her three-point shooting from a season ago. Reagan Williams, 17 off the iron. Rebound to K-State, looking to push tempo. Sundell and Nichols currently in the post as Sundell was trying to post up. Point guard be point guard. Sides on the dribble, fouled out front by Harshaw.
And such a crafty play there by Sides as she hit the deep three of possession earlier, then drawing Brittany Harshaw out well beyond the three-point line and just lifting her up a little bit with that fake and attacking with the dribble drive, picking up a blocking foul on Harshaw.
Harshaw checks out. Elle Evans checks back into the Kansas lineup. Sundell defended by Copeland. Sides again, this one too strong. Evans with the rebound. Nichols, second leading scorer in the Big 12, a better than 20 a game. Certainly draws the attention of everybody in the defensive scouting report. Nichols has yet to hit a shot on the drive here. Gets fouled. K-State looking for the left arm assist, but not getting the whistle there as Nichols will be at the free throw line.
Nice little play action here as the Jayhawks ran a little bit of false motion kind of behind that half-court call there, really just to create space for Samaya Nichols as she was able to get downhill on that dribble drive.
Nichols at the free throw line, #1 in the country in free throws made and attempted. It's her now 214th attempt of the season. And it's hit 178, 83% clip. Also moved top 10 all time in free throws attempted in school history. She is adept at getting herself to the stripe.
And that'll be a little bit of a chess match game that we'll see defensively for the Wildcats. They do a great job of playing without fouling, but then you're going up against one of the top foul drawers in the country in Samaya Nichols. We'll see how that comes into a factor later in the game.
Inside to Taylor, took out now to Poindexter. Shot clock trails down. She drives for the hole with the left hand. Oakland the rebound. Evans stops and pops from the elbow.
Nice job there by Elle Evans. That's something that we've really seen her develop in her game, is that mid-range, second-level, two-dribble pull-up. Obviously was recruited to be a catch-and-shoot sniper, but when you get that type of reputation to have long closeouts, it's great opportunities to be able to attack it.
And coming off a little mini transition there, but found the space and hit the jumper. At the other end, ball turned back over to Kansas. Trying to post up down low was Taylor, and the pass off a bit wide. Little trapping zone now for K-State. Canessa's three is good. Like Canessa off to the fast start for Kansas, now with 8.
Like Canessa ready to catch and shoot as she knocked down to another three and slapping her hands emphatically together as her tendency is to allow her offensive output to really impact her defensively.
Copeland draws another foul on Sundell on the push-off. Sundell running downhill here. And Copeland there to draw it. We mentioned that assignment to start the game today. Turnover by Sundell. Kansas has scored 7 straight points to get back within 2. And Jayhawks turn it over.
Great active hands there by Sides as he deflected that basketball and it ricocheted off Samaya Nichols' heel right there, giving them an opportunity to finish the quarter with some additional points.
Sides wanted the basketball in the wing. Touch late. Shot clock difference about 9 seconds, so K-State will not play for one. Glenn on the bounce. Shot clock now at 5. Looking to get it inside. Do so to Taylor. Her spin with the left hand. Too strong. Kansas will bring it up. With 3, with 2. Wanting to clear out for Nichols. And can't get a shot off to beat the first quarter buzzer. And in the post, a little bit undersized, this Kansas team, but trying to figure out ways to better defend in the paint. Jayhawks with the basketball and start the second quarter. Samaya Nichols has 2 points for Kansas, both coming at the free throw line. Has not made a field goal yet. Serena Sundell picked up 2 fouls in the opening quarter and will start the second on the bench for K-State. And here's a nice play in transition as Jalen Glenn on the run out.
How about that on the defensive end? Again, Eliza Maupin, not with a block at the rim, but her active hands getting that deflection, which led to a transition basket there for Kansas State.
And isolate here for Nichols. At Walker, Maupin comes over to help, and it's off of Kansas and out of bounds.
Samaya Nichols looking at several officials there, kind of wondering what happened there. Probably felt a little bit of contact there that caused that ball to go out of bounds, and officials haven't seen anything.
Maupin again on the help. She's been terrific, especially the defensive end here to start for K-State. Big spark for them down low. Glenn picks up her dribble. Out of Walker. Shot clock down to 5. Sides, drives baseline. Walker to beat the shot clock and does.
Wow, what a big time shot by Walker, and a heads up play there by Sides as she got the baseline drive there late in the shot clock. Probably had an attempt to maybe do a reverse layup or a tough 2, but had the heads up play, used the Nash dribble, and found an open Wildcat offensive play for the 3.
I don't know how she had time to beat the shot clock to get the pass off. Evans off the bounce. Missed it. Walker the rebound. Up court now to Glenn. Left alone for a wing 3, and it's good. And K-State, 8 straight points to open the second. Time on the floor. Take one as well. K-State by 11. To begin the second quarter, there's a look at Diana Walker, buried a 3 to beat the shot clock.
And now this is just good basketball right here. A side splits that defender down there in paint, and Walker having her hands ready. Look at this pass, on time, on target, allowing the shooter to in rhythm for a big 3 that sparked a big-time run for the Wildcats.
Walker, probably their least accomplished three-point shooter on the perimeter. They got such great shooters amongst Poindexter Sides and Glenn. Glenn hit the 3 as well before the timeout. Pick your poison, and right now 5 for 8 from 3. 4 different Wildcats have hit 3-pointers. Knessa tries to answer. It's an air ball. Evans the rebound. Putback is no good. And Maupin comes away with the rebound for K-State. Again, playing without Sundell now, who remains on the bench with 2 fouls. And it's another drive and finish from Walker. 10 straight to open the quarter.
And how about that? You've got your best player, Serena Sundell, on the bench right now and are still getting significant output offensively, defensively, leadership-wise from the supporting cast.
Evans, the air ball miss from 3 from the corner. Sides. K-State's been very patient at the offensive end as well, not afraid to work to get their shot, and it's more often than not been a good look at three. Sides with a shot clock at 5. And we'll get a 3 this time. Good box out, Copeland and Williams. And Copeland comes away with the rebound for Kansas.
The Jayhawks have done a nice job in late shot clock defense for the most part. Just have to eliminate some of those mistakes that Kansas State can so easily turn into points. Is Lai Canessa there with the aggressive drive and the tough finish.
Not often we've seen her rise and finish from the baseline drive, and a nifty play for Canessa, who's got 10 to lead Kansas, and now make it 6 straight double-figure games for the sophomore.
Yeah, we gotta like that, especially after the previous 2 offensive possessions came up empty threes. The hardly drew rim, attack that basket.
And into the K-State 10-0 run. Walker had it knocked away by Evans. Shot clock at .2. Sundell will check back in with her 2 fouls. Also, Sanchez will return as well, replacing Sides and Poindexter. Gonna have to throw it to the rim here. They tried to hurry it in as Sanchez was cutting back door. The K-State wanted a couple more subs. Here comes, looks like it's going to be Lester. And they need a tip in here. Try to get their bigs near the rim, but they almost had Sanchez back door. If not for the extra attempt at a sub. Gonna have to quickly get rid of it, and will not count. Shot clock violation. And a stop for Kansas.
I know it's February, but the hockey subs don't quite work in women's college basketball.
Here's Nichols out front for Kansas. Still is not hit from the field. Spins in the lane, draws the contact, and the foul will head to the free throw line with the foul on Walker. So Nichols scoreless from the field, but does what she does best, and that's draw fouls, and heads to the line. She's an 83% free throw shooter, even better in conference play, 88%. Jinxed her there. Nichols with, again, 178 makes this season and approaching the school record for a season. Going to pass that here before the year is out. She was really good at getting herself to the free throw line and more often than not being effective there.
Yeah, and I spoke to Coach Snyder earlier today, and so unique is oftentimes Samaya gets off to a seemingly a slow start in point productivity. I think she's really a playmaker first, but man, when she turns it on, even despite having maybe a single-digit scoring effort early in the games, she can kick it on and finish at 20-25 in a heartbeat.
Sundell's first bucket for the Wildcats. And now back up 12. And a backdoor cut for Reagan Williams for the finish.
What a nice heads-up play there as Coach Snyder with that play call lifted the defense from the corners. A lot of attention and eyeballs there on Nichols in anticipation of the dribble drive. Reagan Williams does a nice crafty job of a back cut.
Inside to Lester, back out now to Walker. Everybody getting a touch again for K-State at the offensive end. Sanchez on the bounce, drives and kicks. Lester, too strong. Second chance almost, but taken away by Kansas. Canessa. Canessa leading Kansas right now, 10 points in this opening half. She gets a little one-on-one availability here. Dishes off to Reagan Williams, and they'll get it to Nichols. And Walker trying to fight through the screen of Nia Copeland. Going to be whistled for her second. This is the last time down the floor offensively, getting the backdoor cut from the freshman Reagan Williams.
Yeah, great spacing there by Lai Canessa as she lifted that defender up above the free throw line, extended, creating opportunity for that.
Evans for three. Too strong. Lester the at the end of one. A little spurt to begin the second quarter. Led by as many as 13. Still in double figures here. Backdoor cutting is Sundell. She's fouled by Nichols going to the hole. Lester, the backdoor pass to Sundell, gets 2 free throws.
Great patience there by Lester as she caught the ball up there in the pinch post. Shot clock running down. Did not panic and look to force her own shot, but showed great poise there, recognizing the mismatch. Sundell using her size advantage over Sinai Copeland to get that backdoor cut and draw a foul.
Maria Sundell, the free throw line, 78% free throw shooter. And averaging over 7 assists per game. It's bumped up to 8 assists per game in league play. And 1,500 and now 60 points for her career. 126th start today in her Wildcat career.
Talked a little bit about her assist and playmaking ability. Well, that trickles down to the entire team as the Wildcats are...
Lane violation, I believe. On the second free throw. And the referees will discuss. Sundell get another attempt here.
So it must have been a double lane violation.
Double lane violation, that's a jump ball.
Yeah, the double violation and the lane possession arrow is to Curry.
There you go. Scott Yarborough giving us the update there. And Kansas was confused as well, as it looked like Brittany Harshaw was willing to take the ball out of bounds, and they had explained, no, it's K-State's on the possession.
This will be my first time seeing a potential 2-for-1 off a free throw block.
Yeah. Good trade-off for K-State. Dump down pass to Sundell, trying to post up on Knessa. Tough fadeaway shot, it hits.
Oh, really tough fadeaway finish over the wall up there by Knessa.
Sundell listed at 6'2", but it's a long 6'2". And boy, she did a nice job using that length to post up, get her second bucket.
Oh, that was a high degree of difficulty shot right there. Very impressive.
Megan Williams, the freshman, and double dribble. Caught the ball, bounced it, hesitated for a second, turned it back over. Turnover back to K-State.
I think maybe there's a little confusion there on Reagan Williams' part, maybe thinking that because Lester had deflected the ball that didn't quite count as a used dribble offensively.
Land in for Sundell. Signs will take over the point guard duties once again for K-State. Balanced scoring. The 9 have the Wildcats, 8 have scored already. Len's long 3, no good. Sanchez, the offensive board. Reverse. Off the mark. Knessa comes away with it for Kansas. Trying to draw contact in the backcourt, nothing doing. Hands off now to Samaya Nichols. Megan Williams. To the far side to Nichols, spins in the lane. Draws 3 defenders, so she kicks to Evans for 3 and hits. That's what Kansas has to do when Samaya Nichols draws the attention. He's going to make the shot. That time it was Al Evans. And a turnover at the other end by Sides.
Yeah, nice job there by turning that offensive energy into a great defensive stop there. You'd mentioned Samaya Nichols drawing 3 defenders. That was the 3 defenders around here. There was actually another 2. All 5 Wildcats were in the paint trying to stop Samaya Nichols, and she used her great IQ and awareness to find the sniper Al Evans in the corner.
Loose ball, Kansas keeps it. Inside now to Williams. Muscles it up, in and out. Rebound to K-State. Wildcats will bring it up the floor. Turn and take a look back at Jeff Mitty and the K-State bench to get their direction. Down to 5. Sanchez. 3, and that one is good. So Sanchez now in the books as well from the arc. Make it 5 Wildcats down 3s in this opening half.
And what a three-point shooting barrage that they've showed here in the first and second quarter. Holding off the Jayhawks and cutting into this lead.
6 for 11 from the arc. The Wildcats so far on the day. Here's Evans off the bounce this time. Little off balance and missed it. Glenn the rebound.
She thought Elle Evans maybe with another 1 or 2 dribbles with that left hand could have gotten all the way to the paint. She takes a hard fall there after a tough screen.
Corner. Oppen left all alone. Not going to shoot that one. Sides well, though. Long rebound, though, ends up in the hands of Harshaw. Kansas can play for the final shot if they choose of the second quarter. Down 12, and Samaya Nichols looks back at Brandon Schneider. And will slow it up and play 4-1. Comes the double team. Now to Harshaw. Knessa on the drive. Kick to Evans. Nichols. Head and shoulder fake. Fires up the 3, and it does not fall. So K-State gets the stop on the final play. Oakland. Evans, Williams, and Knessa for Walker, Poindexter, Glenn, Sundell, and Taylor for K-State. No major trouble for either team. Sundell did pick up 2 fouls in the first half, as did Taylor. Run out for Walker as they finish quickly at the other end.
And a great job there by sniffing out that back door, showing strong help off Laya Knessa in the corner, being right there for the interception, pitch ahead, and score.
And now K-State quickly its largest lead of the game. Evans on the and muscles it home. Elle Evans on the driving finish. Here's Walker to work again. This time blocked by Williams, out of bounds to K-State.
We saw that a little bit earlier in the second quarter, as Elle Evans has been accustomed to pulling up for the dribble jump shot there. She took a couple extra dribbles, get to the finish, and Jayhawks doing a nice job playing sound defense, not bailing the foul. Strong wall up there by Reagan Williams.
Walker's first miss. Good step through here with the left-hand finish for Kennedy Taylor.
Great move there by Taylor, keeping a strong, solid pivot foot and under.
Oakland driving kick. Evans, corner 3. Off the mark. Each team operating offensively in front of their respective pitches here in half number 2.
And that was the right play there for the Jayhawks, and a shot that you want to see knocked down early, especially when you're trying to cut into a lead.
Taylor again, this time with the post-up move. Draws the foul on Reagan Williams. Second foul on Williams, and will send Taylor to the line. It's been a thing as well. This is now the 3rd game without Lee for K-State. And 2 games ago was Taylor that was the big story. 12 points, 8 rebounds at Colorado. Ended up being the first league loss for K-State, but had 12 and 8. And then last game it was Monty Lester, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists down in the post. So they've done a nice job of finding other to contribute down in the blocks without the presence of Lee.
And for all the reasons you mentioned right there, which is why this Wildcat team is a threat not only to win the Big 12 Conference, but to make a deep run in March, is because the depth they have, the ability to have the next player step up and be really, really effective.
Nichols getting held without a field goal in the opening half. Leading score for Kansas, 2nd in the Big 12 at 20 a game. Knessa on the dribble, out of control. Turns it over. Poindexter, the rip for K-State. Now pushing, filling the break. And Taylor in and out. Didn't get it. Everything but the finish. Got time for the Wildcats. Another knock away. Walker got a hand on it. Now we'll get the run out and lay in. Took it away from Copeland. And now 3 straight buckets. Actually 2 free throws mixed in, but 6 straight points now for K-State. Their largest lead.
And the Wildcats able to do a nice job forcing turnovers there, because they do a really good job playing without fouling. There wasn't a ton of pressure there. There wasn't reaching and gambling. Just bothering the Jayhawks just enough to get that basketball up.
Reagan Williams, the 15-footers off the mark. Ball tipped off of Kansas. K-State will maintain. Substitutes now in for the Wildcats. Sides and Maupin check back in. And Jeff Mitty giving praise to Walker, who sits down, as well as Kennedy Taylor. A couple of nice moves to begin this quarter. One bucket and trip to the free throw line as well.
And you can sense a little frustration from the Jayhawk defense here, as giving up a few easy baskets at the start of this third quarter, and a fast start to a third quarter is so critical when cutting into a deficit. Still a lot of ball game to play left. Let's see if they can stay up and stay together.
Poindexter trying to post up and fall into Samaya Nichols, who draws the charging foul.
The big-time protest over there by Jeff Mitty, probably because that charging foul came from the sideline official and not the official that was on the baseline. As there is a little bit of an extension there with that left arm, and
Kansas turns it right back over as they stepped over the end line.
And another unforced turnover as Coach drops his head a little bit in frustration there. Could have been something they could have possibly used to turn into a run.
Poindexter off the inbound this time. Can't hit the shot. She's been relatively quiet in this one. Tamara Poindexter, third leading scorer on the season for K-State. Her third double-figure score, averaging better than 12 a game. A little quiet here today, but others have certainly stepped up. Taryn Sides buries the corner three, and Kansas will call timeout. K-State balloons the lead to 20. K-State with 9 straight points, 11-2, outscoring the Jayhawks here in the third quarter, and turn defense into offense. 4 turnovers as well for Kansas to start this third quarter.
Yeah, this Wildcat team is showing their strength in capitalizing off their opponent's mistakes. The 9 points they've scored in this early quarter have been off turnovers, bringing a ton of frustration to this Jayhawk team, trying to stay positive and not let this game get away from them.
7 of their 11 points in the quarter off turnovers for K-State. They dialed it up defensively on what's been a terrific shooting afternoon for the Wildcats as well.
You saw in that last turnover, Sanaya Copeland hit the deck pretty hard and walked to the huddle with a pretty significant limp. Back on the court with some tape on that right knee. Again, not much help from the bench for the Jayhawks. They're going to continue to need to lean on her and their starting group to keep fighting.
Reagan Williams drives downhill, too strong. Rebound to Poindexter. Rebound for K-State. Sundell back in now, handling the point guard duties for K-State. Gets it off the sides, now back to Sundell. Pick and roll here, read well by Reagan Williams. Gets the knock away for Kansas.
Nice high hands by Reagan Williams on that ball screen defense. Let's see if the Jayhawks can turn this into point.
Nichols still without a field goal, but has one here. Nichols, the and one. Second leading scorer in the Big 12, gets her first made bucket at 6:05 to go here in the third.
Yeah, and few things can enter offensively like an and one. Samaya Nichols, again, turns that aggressive offensive mindset on, as she often does in the second half, getting downhill for that score.
Sanchez and Walker will check into the K-State lineup as Samaya Nichols will head to the free throw line. Nichols with 5, but that's her, again, first made field goal. Went 0 for 3 from the field in the opening half. Did have 3 points at the line and 4 assists. Misses the free throw here. Can't complete the and one. K-State's been efficient. Shooting now just over 59% from the field. 8 of their 9 that have played have scored. And make it 9 of 9. On cue, Maupin buries the jumper.
A nice skip pass there by Walker, finding Naka in rhythm and Walker, nice job using her length to create another turnover.
They got the steal, the full court press, or did get the steal, but couldn't get the finish for Walker. Back comes Kansas. Corner to Evans. Evans hits the three. Jayhawks trying to shoot back in it. Midpoint here of the third quarter. K-State leading now by 18. Sundell draws two defenders. Swing it now to Sides. Sides off the screen. It's a little pullback three-pointer for Terrence Sides. Didn't have a lot in there.
Man,
still found it.
She doesn't need a lot of room. She shoots with so much confidence. Whether it's from deep, whether it's behind screens, whether it's off the catch and shoot or off the dribble. She has zero hesitation and all the confidence in her ability to make that three-point shot.
Copeland had her shot blocked and is down. Sanchez blocked. Back comes K-State running the floor. They get it to Maupin on the foul by Reagan Williams. City, see Kansas sitting at 6 among a tight race in the back half of the league standings as well.
Clearly a two-team race at the top of the conference standings and a much anticipated matchup as the Horned Frogs come into Manhattan later on this week to determine who's the real #1 at this point in the conference play.
TCU leading Iowa State in the first quarter 20-9 in Ames. Broken pressure. El Tayeb finish at the end of the press break for Kansas.
And a great job, a little bit of a different form to attack that press as Sides makes him pay yet again, but the Jayhawks the possession before doing a better job of breaking the press with the pass instead of the dribble, and it turned out to be helpful for them to convert on the offensive end.
Been great, Wayne. Early shot clock, all of shot clock. They've been really good at the offense. Get a push-off foul here on Kansas's El Tayeb. And Terrence Sides now leading K-State with 14 off the bench, including 4 made threes.
Yeah, well, I like that you mentioned that there because that last three-point that Sides hit, it's as good as a transition basket. Now, you normally think of transition baskets taking place off the miss, but after the score, the quick ball advancement up the sideline, the Jayhawks not doing a great job sorting defensively, and if you leave Sides open, she's going to do just that.
Sundell somehow finds Sides in the corner after the double team. I don't know how she saw her over there. Sides today, anyway, a rare miss. 4 of 9 from the arc, again leads the Wildcats in scoring. And a traveling violation. Nichols in the lane trying to find the pass and ends up committing the turnover.
Here we see Nichols again trying to make something happen. But I'll tell you what, every time that she touches the paint when she has the ball in her hand, there are going to be at least 4 or 5 Wildcat defenders in the paint as well. Clearly, the defensive strategy is to make someone else beat you other than Samai Nichols, and it's playing out right into their hands.
Ryan Canessa and El Evans each with 10 to lead Kansas. Nichols 5 points, just 1 field goal made on the afternoon. Does have 6 assists. K-State being paced now by Sides of 14, Walker with 11. To the basketball here. Off the bounce this time. Tries to get it to Lester. Tip back. Shot clock under 5. Sanchez. Baseline. The floater hits the side of the backboard. Kansas gets a stop. Nichols draws the contact and weathers it for the bucket. Samaya Nichols now with 7.
And I tell you what, all 7 of her points have had to be earned. No easy baskets, no easy layups.
Nothing free given today by the Wildcats. Here's Glenn. The screen, step back, carries it. Jalen Glenn, another made 3 for K-State. And Glenn now with 11.
An impressive shooting performance by Glenn as her early threes came in the game off catch and shoot. There she her ability to shoot off the dribble with a nice step back.
Broken floor here. Nichols through traffic draws the foul. Sides will pick up the foul. Her first. Walker insides out for K-State. Carla Osman for the first time for Kansas today, the freshman guard out of Madrid, Spain.
Samai Nichols
Evans
doubling over at the free throw line. I don't know if this is from fatigue or if she's maybe working through a little bit of an injury, but we see the type of attention that she warrants on the offensive end when she has the ball in her hands, but she has a really difficult defensive assignment on the other end. So not only are the points coming at a premium and difficult premium, but there's not many opportunities for her to rest out there.
Nichols hits both free throws. She plays physically, but also draws so much physical play as well. Kind of takes a beating. Glenn again. Leave a space, find a three. Jalen Glenn now with 14.
Yeah, just way too easy for Glenn there off a simple pin down action to a catch and shoot.
Another turnover. Get it back to Glenn off the assist from Sundell, and Kansas will call timeout. K-State again from three and defense. The State once again making the Jayhawks pay.
Yeah, it's one thing for your defense to create stops and not allow the other team to score, but it's completely another thing when your defense turns into points on the other end, and the Wildcats have it firing on all cylinders right now.
Sundell with her 5th assist as well. 19 assists on 25 made buckets this afternoon for K-State. Everyone that has played for the Wildcats has scored. So Ozma bounced the ball and then threw it in, and Jeff Mitty and the K-State bench says, well, that should be a turnover. It was almost as if there was going to be a redo.
Well, they're probably right in their frustration there, but it's up to the official to make that call, not for the K-State sideline to make that call. Let's see it, and they talked them into it.
Well, I think they initially looked like they were going to make the call but didn't signal it. I don't know. But Osma bounced it, turned it over.
It was the dribble and the shuffling of feet. There could have been 2 violations there.
Sundell draws a double team, flips it to Lester. Lester in the lane. El Tayeb got a piece of it on the way up. Late whistle, but a foul. Whistled on Nadira El Tayeb, and Lester will head to the line for 2. Another good post up on the inside.
Nice spin move there by Lester. And crowd is upset at the timing of that call, as it was pretty late, but I think there was some clear contact there by El Tayeb as she hits the bench.
Evans, Williams, Knessa back into the Kansas lineup. Lester at the free throw line, gets the bounce. Her first trip to the line this afternoon. 3 points, 3 boards. Off the bench for K-State, missed the second. And yet another forced turnover in the backcourt for K-State. Walker gets a slap of 5 from head coach Jeff Mitty. On the line, Knessa turnover. Wildcats every bit of the 11th ranked team in the country today, even without their All-American Aoka Lee once again. Trying to end a 4-game skid here on the road in Lawrence. Sanchez in the high post, shot clock at 5. Drives and kicks. Glenn again, this time off the mark. Up high for the rebound, Sundell. Draws another possession. Now looking for the post up, but off her hands and out of bounds. Sundell kept that one alive, wanted it back on the post, but Walker threw it away.
The one thing that makes this press so effective for the Wildcats is the length that they have from the bottom in this roster. It's not just a post player or 4, but Sundell 6. I mean, you got 6'2" to 6'3" all across the board, and when they extend those arms out and are active with their feet, they eat up a lot of space.
I've always thought the sheet should include wingspan as well.
Oh, it's an important category, as we're seeing here in this game.
This K-State team is long, especially on the defensive end of the floor. Here's Knessa. Flips it up and no good. Knessa's been held scoreless here in the second half for Kansas. Led them to 10. Walker as K-State fills the break, trying to beat the third quarter buzzer. And can't, but still get a big ovation from their head coach, Jeff Mittie.
You take a look at the grueling last half of the schedule. Trying to fight their way back into this one, but back-to-back road games, and might actually stay on the road for the Cincinnati, West Virginia swing. And
getting inside to Kennedy Taylor, who is fouled. That'll be the fourth on Reagan Williams.
Kennedy Taylor real serviceable this game, playing within herself, knowing the right times to attack the basket, other right times to kick it out to a teammate, doing a nice job protecting the paint.
Got her isolated a few times here in the second half, down low. Hits the free throw to get to 7 points. And knocks them both down. Full court pressure has been super effective, especially in the second half as well. 16 points off turnovers for the Wildcats in this one. Kansas gets to the cross court. Drive and kick. Copeland for three. Rattles it home. Sanaya Copeland with a much-needed bucket for Kansas as Copeland hits her first shot of the game.
Yeah, much needed, and there's no one single shot that's going to get you right in the game, but they're going to have to make sure they get shots and fire, fire, fire on the offensive end anytime there's space.
Poindexter for three. Now with 7 on a relatively quiet night. Tamyra Poindexter buries the three here. She's 2 for 2 from the arc, and the Wildcats continue their hot shooting. 60%, 12 of 20 from three.
I don't know if those law of averages that I mentioned at the start of halftime is gonna play out much for Kansas State.
Copeland, hesitation dribble, and turns it over. K-State the quick inbound from Sundell. Trying to post up Taylor again. This time in the mid block. Goes right at El Tayeb. Once, twice, forces it up, tipped out. Poindexter gets it back. She'll take the mid-range and hit. Left alone. And knocks down the bucket. Back-to-back buckets for Poindexter. Trapping position once again for K-State. Knessa in some trouble. Throws it off Sundell.
A couple different versions of this full court pressure that the Wildcats are doing. Sometimes it's a little bit of a token pressure to just kind of slow the attack of the basketball down, cut into the shot clock, but other times it's really ramped up, trying to take advantage of traps and force turnovers.
Tried to throw it over the top to Evans, and too strong and out of bounds. Been that kind of afternoon for Kansas. Trying to set up a play for El Evans in a corner three, ends up at a turnover. Being their 18th. Sundell, she'll hit the three. Sundell joins the three party. Her first from beyond the arc. Now 13 for 21 from three on the day for K-State. 6 of the 9 Wildcats that have played have knocked down a three as well. In addition to all of them scoring, Sundell takes a shot here at the other end, and we'll need a minute.
And we talked about the length of this Kansas State team on the defensive end, and also helping them offensively is you've got short closeouts, as we've seen by Copeland and Knessa, and kind of smaller defenders, and taller Wildcats not being deterred by that at all, staying in the rhythm, being able to focus on the rim, and a hand up to contest just not bothering them enough to get them thrown off of their three-point marksmanship.
Sundell took a shot to the midsection. She'll check out. As Walker checked back into the K-State lineup. Knocked out of bounds. Kansas will maintain. It was a three-point ball game at the end of one. K-State pushed out at halftime. 17-8 second quarter. and have kept the throttle down here in the second half. Vanessa being handcuffed by Walker. Flips it up with the left hand. No good. Sides the rebound. Back out running. At 3-on-2 for a second. Trailing though his sides. Now to an open Glenn. The extra pass ends up in another three. Jalen Glenn again from the arc. 4 made threes, make it 5 for Glenn and 19 points.
Yeah, that old coaching adage, the basketball moves faster via the pass and the dribble. The Wildcats putting on a master class at that. It's so difficult to get the closeout to shooters when they do such a good job of passing it around the perimeter.
Another run for K-State. It's 11 straight points. Poindexter, head and shoulder fake, goes to the dribble, spins on Evans, who gets the block. 2-on-2 back the other way. Vanessa on the drive, draws the foul from Walker. And their third on Walker, and Vanessa to the free throw line.
Nice job by Canessa staying aggressive in transition, and she was one of the few bright spots offensively for the Jayhawks in the first and second quarter, trying to will something to happen, and that's certainly something that has to happen for the Jayhawks as Samaya Nichols is on the bench catching a little bit of a breather, as I'm sure she's not done for the contest, but maybe getting some rest for one last surge to finish out this fourth quarter.
Samaya Nichols has been held in double figures just once this season. Was kind of an injury-plagued game. Ended up being in a win against Arizona State with 14 20-plus point games on the season. Second leading scorer in the Big 12 with 20. She's on the bench right now with 9. Just 2 made field goals on the day for Nichols. On an ISO against Marshaw. Walker the drive, tried to find Moffett. It's tipped out of bounds. They stay with the shot clock at 5. Wildcats have also been just terrific playing different versions of themselves today. Quick shots at times, open looks, and then very patient at the end of shot clocks like here. Poindexter missed it there this time, and rebound to Kansas. Quickly up for the bucket for Kansas from Williams. Williams with 6. Walker the floater in the lane, gets the touch.
Tough finish there by Walker. Is starting to find the pace of the game to pick back up as Kansas senses the sands of the hourglass running out and trying to find a way to score quick offensively. As you see
Copeland the and one.
Copeland with a nice left-hand dribble drive.
Drive down with her comfy left hand and gets the foul on sides. For second.
So important for the Jayhawks to stay focused, stay competitive, as these reps are real meaningful, especially as they're getting ready to head to back-to-back road games in 2 environments that are really difficult to play in. Not used to having their home court be a difficult environment to get out of work, to get out a win in, but still desperately need to build off these final minutes.
K-State brought a big crowd today from nearby Manhattan as well. Mopping the finish. She drives down the runway off the assist from sides. Wildcats have been impressive. 61% from the field today, 14 made threes. The defense has been outstanding throughout as well. Get it inside to Williams. Ball's tied up on the rebound. Walker and Evans, and possession arrow will point to Kansas. Timeout on the floor, will take one as well. Midpoint of the fourth. Jalen Glenn has a season-high 19 as well. The lead 3 in double figures for K-State. All 9 of their players have scored, and they've shot 61% from the field, all told, here this afternoon. Kansas was within 3 at the end of the first quarter, but the Wildcats have spurted this thing into trouble, and Copeland with another attempt at an and one as she drives down the right side. It's a foul on sides, your third.
You see Sanaya Copeland showing a stretch of competitiveness here with a back-to-back drive to the basket, resulting in some points for the Jayhawks. And I mentioned earlier that Samaya Nichols potentially getting the breather for one last surge, and now as we get later into the fourth, I'm not quite sure we'll see her the rest of this contest.
Jayhawks leading scorer at 20 a game, has 9 here this afternoon. Tipped away by Harshaw. K-State will have it back. Cats 8-1 in league play, tied with TCU. TCU on the road today at Iowa State. 3-point lead, approaching halftime there. And these two, TCU and K-State, will meet on Wednesday night. Their one and only meeting of the season in Manhattan on Wednesday night. Huge one in league play. Patient for the Wildcats, sides, so the give and go, and how about that? Down the lane for the finish, once again for Moffitt.
Yeah, really good basketball there, effective offense, very principled, and great assist finish there from sides to Moffitt.
Copeland down the lane, finishes again. So tonight, Copeland fighting her way to double figures with 11. Going for the Jayhawks here down the stretch, but a little too late. Sanchez through the lane. She hits as well. Sanchez with 7. 4 boards off the Wildcat benches. Everybody has contributed today. And this impressive Wildcat showing.
Yeah, and you mentioned Copeland coming alive late early. We highlighted that in the early parts of the game. The Jayhawks really needing her to be that aggressive and assertive. Is Denai Papadopoulou with a strong post move and finish. And this is the version of Sanaya Copeland that Jayhawks are going to need to show up regularly on the offensive end. Again, especially with those 2 road games coming up.
Walker step back. Is missed. Long rebound. Poindexter tracks it down. Gets it back. Fires from 3 and hits. Poindexter now in double figures with 12. Make it 4 Wildcats now in doubles. And 15 made threes for the Wildcats. Evans answers at the other end from the... And a quick substitution timeout. Carla Osma back in for Kansas, and in for the first time for the Jayhawks is the freshman Zoe Canfield of Topeka. It's down the road from Lawrence. Canfield, the Kansas native, taking part in her first Sunflower Showdown. Wildcats bring back in Amani Lester. And also, if you're the Wildcats, you can't empty the bench. You 9 and they all play. They're all part of the rotation at any times. Number 1 in the country in assists per game, and they've shown that today as well. Right. 26 assists on 34 made buckets. Number 1 in the Big 12 in scoring defense. They put that on display today. Lead the Big 12 in scoring margin, and you see another big one here this afternoon. Kansas hung through 1 quarter, but no more. All Wildcats from there on out. Lane missed it. Second chance now. Copeland fires the 3 and rails it home. Sanaya Copeland with 14, now leading Kansas. And as you mentioned, Samaya Nichols kind of getting the breather to finish out this one. She'll finish in single digits for just a second time this season. 9.7 assists, but I think they're going to save her for another day. Time, Sanchez on the post up for K-State. Shot clock down to 3. Walker has to hurry. Drives, is tied up, and possession arrow will point to K-State, but the shot clock expires first. They Big hand from the K-State fans on hand for Walker, who has a seat. 13 points, 4 assists for Walker today. Copeland got behind Poindexter and draws the foul. 2 free throws for Sanaya Copeland. K-State will improve to 9-1 in league play. Kansas going to drop to 4-7. As I mentioned earlier, the Wildcats ranked number 11, but 32 straight weeks they've been ranked and have pretty much floated in the 10 to 13 range all season long. But getting better and better as the season goes on. Hopefully for the Wildcats, they do get back at some point in time. Aoka Lee. This team plays with a lot of depth, both ends of the floor, and as you mentioned earlier, Wayne, they're going to be a problem for somebody in March. Probably many somebodies.
Yeah, many.
So under a minute to go. Buster on the drive, left it short. Rebound to Kansas with the shot clock off. Harshaw, ball about 3. Set back to Copeland. Copeland fires and why not? So Copeland's going to fill up her box score here late. She's got now 17. All coming here in the 4th quarter as Sanaya Copeland trying to continue the fight for Kansas late, but too little too late as Copeland matches her season high with 17, but all K-State. As the KSU chants ringing out here on the road in Lawrence. Kansas State impressive. Here are the